Hello, welcome to Trinity Lutheran Church. My name is Pastor Kathy and we are part of the ELCA. This is our daily devotion for Wednesday, September 29th in the fourth week of Lent. It's crazy. Our devotion, as always, comes from this book, which you also could purchase if you wish to, from Amazon. It's called Because Grace, a Lenten devotional by John W. Stevens. And it always begins with a scripture reading. And today, the scripture comes from Joshua, the book of Joshua, about the man Joshua who succeeded Moses in leading the Israelites out of the desert and into the land of Canaan. Book of Joshua, chapter 4, verses 1 through 13, and it's from the Amplified Bible. So here we go. When all the nation had fully passed over the Jordan, the Lord said to Joshua, "Take 12 men from among the people, 1 man out of every tribe, and command them, take 12 stones out of the midst of the Jordan from the place where the priest's feet stood firm. Carry them over with you and leave them at the place where you lodge tonight." Then Joshua called the 12 men of the Israelites, whom he had appointed, a man from each tribe. And Joshua said to them, "Pass over before the ark of the Lord your God in the midst of the Jordan, and take up every man of you a stone on his shoulder, as is the number of the 12 tribes of the Israelites, that this may be a sign among you when your children ask in time to come, 'What do these stones mean to you?' Then you shall tell them that the waters of the Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord. When it passed over the Jordan, the waters of Jordan were cut off. So these stones shall be to the Israelites a memorial forever." And the Israelites did as Joshua commanded, and took up 12 stones out of the midst of the Jordan, according to the number of the tribes of the Israelites, as the Lord told Joshua, and carried them over with them to the place where they lodged, and laid them down there. I hope it wasn't far. That's a long way to go. If it's a long way, you're carrying a stone. Joshua set up 12 stones in the midst of the Jordan, in the place where the feet of the priests bearing the ark of the covenant had stood, and they are there to this day. For the priests who bore the ark stood in the midst of the Jordan until everything was finished that the Lord commanded Joshua to tell the people, according to all that Moses had commanded Joshua. The people passed over in haste. When all the people passed over, the ark of the covenant, the ark of the Lord, and the priests went over in the presence of the people. And the sons of Reuben, Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh passed over armed before the other Israelites, as Moses had bidden them. About 40,000 of these, prepared for war, passed over before the Lord to the plains of Jericho for battle. On that day the Lord magnified Joshua in the sight of all Israel, and they stood in awe of him as they stood in awe of Moses all the days of his life. That is a great lesson. Now let's see what Pastor Stevens has to say about this and how that ties into grace. Because it is because grace. Sitting on my desk in my office is a small little box with foam hearts glued on the side of it and a ribbon that has been tied around it. I have not opened the box since it was given to me almost 15 years ago, but every time I look at it, I remember. I remember who gave it to me. I remember the story about the box, which is called a love box. I remember the story about how Peter, my son, in kindergarten, made the box. I remember the story about right before he closed the box, he was instructed to whisper words of love to be trapped inside. In Joshua, they take 12 stones and make a memorial with them. So when asked, the elders can retell the story of how God acted. The stones act as a stimulus to remind the people to ask the question, what does this mean? It's a great question. It's a very Lutheran question, as many of us know from Luther's Small Catechism. What does this mean? It's a question that gets asked to expand on the basic tenets of our faith, the Ten Commandments, the Lord's Prayer, and the creeds. We are curious creatures, and this is a good thing. Asking the questions about small boxes found on a desk, names etched in a plaque on the doorway, or the cross that stands prominently in our sanctuary is foundational for learning and relearning the stories of God and how God is active in our lives. And now this is our request from the author. Write a story of remembrance and give thanks to God for God's part in that story. That's what we are asked to write in our journals today. I haven't heard from anyone about how journaling is going for you, so I'm curious. Tell me the next time you see me, or call me, email me, text me. Let me know how it's going. Let me know. Here's our haiku prayer poem to end our devotion. Help me remember. You fulfill your promises. Grace makes sure of this. Blessings to you, beloved. I hope to see you tonight at our Lenten service at 7 o'clock, and we have dinner at 6:15 as well, if you're able to be there. Blessings to you this day.